In eastern Uganda, a place called Mbale is this adventurous tribe known as the Bajishu. Their culture of male circumcision called Imbalu is so amazing. It is performed with dances and music known as the Kadodi. Wikisa is a young energetic man in Mbale who lives with his father Muzee Masaba. Muzee Masaba is a farmer who cultivates the Elgon soils from morning to evening. Nabulo is Wikisa's mother, whose main role is to take care of the home. It is Wikisa's turn to be circumcised and transform into a full-grown man to be recognized in the society. The sun had not yet pierced the mist of the mountain as Wikisa stood waist-deep in the freezing glacial runoff of the river. His skin was pale with cold, but he did not shiver. Enduring the coldness symbolizes the courage to withstand the bite of the steel sword. Wikisa reached down the river, grabbing the thick, gray river clay. He smeared it over his chest, his face, and his hair until he looked like a statue risen from the earth. His eyes burned with a silent and fierce hunger for recognition. He wasn't a boy anymore, he was a fragment of the land itself. Slowly as he left the riverbanks, the drumming known as Kadodi started all the way through the banana plantations towards the village. The Kadodi drums began a frantic, hypnotic gallop. Wikisa marched at the head of the trail of hundreds. Nabulo, his mother, danced beside him. Wikisa was in a trance. The physical exhaustion of days of dancing had stripped away his ego. He saw the faces of his ancestors in the swaying leaves of the matuk trees. He was being prepared to be filled with the spirit of the Bamasaba men. As the trail reached the Imbalu grounds, everyone was ready to witness Wikisa's transformation. The crowd was a sea of thousands. As the surgeon stepped forward, a silence so heavy it felt like physical weight descended. Wikisa planted his feet. He gripped a stick behind his neck with two hands, his chest thrust forward. The cold steel touched him. The pain was an explosion of red, but Wikisa kept his gaze on the highest peak of Mount Elgon. When the surgeon stepped back, marking the completion, Wikisa let out a single guttural roar that was joined by thunderous cheers of the crowd around him. He was a man. Years passed by and Wikisa was a full-grown man and renowned hunter. He was in the forest for a hunt. At the same moment, the king known as the Umukuka was on a royal hunt with his daughter Princess Nakayenza and the royal guards. In the due course, a leopard appeared a few meters from the royal guards. The leopard cornered the king's party in a ravine and the battle transpired. In the meantime, Wikisa was watching the battle closely in his hideout. While the guards hesitated to jump into close combat with the leopard, Wikisa stepped forward with nothing but a spear and a hide shield. Nakayenza watched in fear as the battle transpired. With a roar that echoed his Imbalu cry, Wikisa met the beast mid-air, pinning it with the sheer force of his will. After the battle dust settled, Wikisa stood bleeding but victorious. The king liked Wikisa for his courage to take on a leopard one-on-one.
Zo mukuka said you are not just a man of Bajishu, you are the mountainous heartbeat.
Wikisa was awarded a gift of marrying the princess, Nakayenza, as a gift from the king Umukuka for killing the leopard. Wikisa was invited at the palace chambers and introduced to the princess officially by the Umukuka. Days passed and Wikisa's clan heads were invited at the royal compound of the Umukuka for the dowry negotiations. 12 cows agreed to be offered by Wikisa's family. The princess also liked her suitor as she looked at him with love. Both Wikisa's and the royal family was happy for the union. At a night feast, Wikisa made a vow saying, "I offer her the strength that did not flinch at the knife. I offer her a home built on the honor of the Bamasaba. And I offer you, my king, a son who will defend your borders as if they were his own blood." Wikisa took her hand, his rough palm against her soft one. The boy who stood in the mud dreamed of power. The man who stands here only dreams of peace. They stood together as the moon rose, two halves of a culture forever bonded by the traditions of the Bamasaba.